Yep. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Let the roll call show that all officers are present. Please rise if you're able for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we are in session. Okay, I want to first start off with giving Steve a big thank you for the send off for Tim last night. Thank you for anybody that was involved. It was fantastic. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a team effort.
Okay, we will move on to agenda additions or deletions. Anybody have any additions or deletions for the agenda?
I have none, Mr. Mayor.
No.
Motion to approve the agenda?
We have a motion. Do we need a second? Need a second? Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. The consent agenda. Are there any items that anybody wishes to pull off for further discussion?
I just had maybe some minor things with 3.5.
Are they quick or you want to talk about it?
Yeah, they're quick.
Whatever, let's do
Okay, so just wondering, in terms of running an event like bingo with a club license, do they need any kind of variance or anything if they're gonna run a full public event with non-members? No? Okay, and then also I'm going to abstain from voting because I'm an auxiliary member, so.
it. Well, do you want to, we can pull that separately for the vote?
Yeah, for the vote part.
Yeah, why don't we do that? We'll approve the entire agenda except for 3.5. Okay. You need action?
So I'll motion to approve the consent agenda minus 3.5.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that carries. You don't want to do 3.0, so
Right.
what do you guys want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve 3.5?
A second.
We have a motion and second to appoint for 3.5. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
That was mine.
Okay, open forum. If anybody wishes to speak, you will have 3 minutes. You have to identify yourself. We don't discuss legal matters, so now is your time. I see nobody, so we will move on to old business. The wine and spirits grant request.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, before you act on the requests, the Princeton ambassadors who are not in attendance at the January meeting, they're here. They'd like to do a short presentation for you first.
We're gonna wait till we get to there then, or
Pardon me?
is there the second one? So,
Well, let them do their presentation and then you can act on the requests if that's okay.
okay. So we want to do that now?
Good evening. My name is Jennifer and I'm here representing the Princeton Ambassadors Program Board of Directors.
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm one of the current Princeton ambassadors.
Hello, my name is Jaden. I'm also one of the current Princeton ambassadors.
We are missing one member of our ambassador trio this evening. Kylie was having surgery actually today for a torn ACL, so we're wishing her a speedy recovery. We're here tonight to share information about the Princeton Ambassador Program and to respectfully request the city's continued financial support. That support allows us to provide scholarships and leadership opportunities while ensuring the city of Princeton is proudly represented across the state of Minnesota. Next slide. Oh, yeah, slide 2. Go back one.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you.
Since 1956, young women from Princeton have traveled throughout Minnesota sharing their hometown pride with professionalism and integrity. A major part of the representation happens through parades and festivals where ambassadors serve as highly visible, positive ambassadors from the city of Princeton.
Next slide, please. Thank you.
Our mission statement is, The Princeton Ambassador Program is a scholarship program dedicated to the professional growth of young, compassionate women who strive to represent and serve their community.
Each year, the Board of Directors works closely with the ambassadors to provide leadership development, networking opportunities, and mentorship with community and business leaders. Just as importantly, the program prepares ambassadors to confidently promote Princeton's strengths when traveling to parades and events across Minnesota. Each June, we select up to 3 young women to represent the Princeton area as Princeton ambassadors.
Our program is funded entirely through local business sponsorships, donations, and fundraising. These funds support scholarships, which are awarded after the ambassadors complete their rank and are paid directly to their college or trade school.
Next slide, please. Thank you.
Funding also supports the maintenance and insurance of our parade float. Our float travels to parades across Minnesota and serves as a moving advertisement for Princeton. It proudly displays the City of Princeton logo and helps showcase our community to thousands of people in other communities and towns.
Next slide, please. Thank you. In addition to our Princeton ambassadors, we also select Little Miss Princeton and junior ambassadors each year. These girls range in age from ages 8 to 15, and they participate in many of the same parade appearances and community events, helping foster pride and representing Princeton at a young age. Next slide, please.
The Princeton Ambassador Program is an asset to our community. In addition to parades, ambassadors volunteer at local events such as Public Safety Day, Night to Unite, Daycare Day at Mille Lacs County Fair, Sanibel, Civic Betterment Tea, the American Legion 4th of July celebration, early childhood events, the Lions Fly In Breakfast, and their ice fishing tournament, as well as supporting organizations at their events, like Coburn's Fall Fest, Pizza Pub's Daddy-Daughter Dance, Mars' upcoming anniversary and celebration, and Salvation Army bell ringing.
When visiting communities across Minnesota for parades and events, we have the opportunity to talk to other royalty from other communities about Princeton and invite them to our town. This encourages them to attend the Rome River Festival.
Next slide, please. Here we have some pictures from our recent, my text moved a little bit on coronation. We have some pictures from our recent coronation 2025 and with all of the visiting royalty, as well as the parade with Mama Duck there, of course. Can you go to the next slide for me? Thank you. We also host 2 other big events each year where we invite royalty to come to Princeton. The first one there is, this was actually our first year hosting a social at Oliver's Corner, and we did that before Sparkle Night at the Speedway, which we've hosted for many years. And then lastly, we have Light Up Princeton, and that was our group this year. Unfortunately, weather did not cooperate with us this year, so many had to cancel, not able to attend due to the snow that evening, but that's always a fun one for us. Can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. Through this program, we are instilling volunteerism in the next generation while ensuring Princeton is represented with pride, professionalism, and positivity wherever our ambassadors travel.
Ambassadors also gain valuable life career skills, including public speaking, poise, etiquette, resume and cover letter writing, interviewing skills, and professional networking, skills we actively use while representing Princeton in parades and public experiences.
We recently began our 2026 candidate research, where we are excited about the future of our program and the opportunity to continue representing Princeton and working with young leaders in our community. Thank you on behalf of the Princeton Ambassador Program for your time this evening and your continued support. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
You do a great thing for our community.
Any questions for us?
Yeah, anybody have anything for them? Yeah. Okay, anybody want to start? I have a couple of things to put in, or questions, I guess. So. Go ahead.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I just thought of that. So what is the average cost to run the program per year? Do you have an idea of like what that cost is for that?
Well, we give out our 3 annual scholarships, so that is $3,000. I don't have a dollar amount off the top of my head. I'm not the person in charge of the funding, but we also pay for wardrobe, things like float upkeep, signage, travel expenses.
Wardrobe, crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you do this experience, like they provide your wardrobe and stuff that you get to keep after you're in as well. So it's a really whole package deal. So sometimes it just varies, I feel like.
I'm just curious if you would estimate it to be about $3,000.
Oh, I can help with that, because I'm not on the board now, because Kelsey's a current ambassador.
Right.
But it is well above $3,000, just in their scholarships, they get $3,000.
Right.
And then each
Without
one of
that.
the girls, each has a $500 for their wardrobe. So when you talk about that for 7 girls, and then when they go to events like Sparkle Nights and stuff like that, we pay for their admission to get in. Aquatennial alone, we send one girl to Aquatennial, and that just to go this year I think is $1,700. And so they go for a week down to Minneapolis. When they attend dinners for like Winter Carnival, like as you know, Randy was just in Winter Carnival, so we attend dinners throughout the week. And cost for that for each girl to go is like $60 a plate to go. The big dinner is like $125 to go. So I mean, it adds up very quickly when you're talking about multiple girls going. So yeah, the budget does get.
I also think about too, when we're hosting events, like when we hosted the Light Up Princeton, it wasn't just the parade. We had people at the depot beforehand, and we provided them with dinner, with a hot cocoa bar, just things like that to welcome them to our community, and crafts. Yes, part of that too. Just like a bonding event for all of the royalty, and to thank them and make it worth their while to come to Princeton and hang out with us for a while. So.
Because like when we do our coronation, we rent the PAC Center, we pay for all of our expenses to hold the coronation, which probably in itself is about $2,500 when we're all said and done, between paying for all the expenses and stuff like that. We do a social before with all the visiting royalty that come to make it worth it for them to come up and have a social beforehand. So yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Nick.
So do the ambassadors host the Distinguished Service Awards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
and is there a cost that goes into that, like meals and things like that?
Yes, we people pay for their tickets, but of course that doesn't cover everything, so.
Anybody else? Okay, we've done this, what, how many years? We're giving you money? I don't know. You,
Probably at
And
least
it's,
5
very-
or 6 hours.
very, very, very worthy. You do wonders for our city. I mean, you promote us, you're all over. The one little sticking point, and look at Dave, and this is, don't get discouraged here. When you fill out your application to dedicate this money toward these scholarships, the way we define this grant, it can't really go to individuals.
Okay.
That's a gray area. And if I understand right, we can put conditions on the award, right?
Right, so just to kind of give the people in the audience just a little bit of insight. The last meeting, there were some questions raised about kind of like how the program works and how the funds go out, who they go out to, and so on and so forth. I provided the council with a memo on, in a general sense of how the program should probably work, how it's been working, and specifically how to address these existing grant requests. Because of the type of organization you are, and because of the purported use of the funds, it doesn't fall squarely within what would be considered an authorized expenditure or a valid public expenditure. But because of all of the volunteer work that you guys do for all of the various community events, Rum River Festival, the Light Up Princeton, I'm sure there's myriad others, that providing funding to an entity that provides that service for the community events in return is fine. And so, you know, if the council is of the mindset to grant the request, it wouldn't be a situation where it would be a limitation on what the funds can be used for, but you guys would have to commit to the council for the next year to continue to provide those volunteer service hours for all of the various community events and programs and things like that, as you have done in the past. And so that would be a condition of the receipt of the funds. I don't, you know, Stacy gave me a list of a few things. I know there's the River Festival, there's Public Safety Day, and then
Light Up
Princeton. What other events?
Night to Unite, we did,
Coburn's Fall Festival.
daycare day at the fair, pretty much, I mean, businesses, we've been getting more businesses asking us for our help too, so we're trying to do that as much as we can. Are you talking just city specific?
Yeah, yes, we're talking about,
Sure, Santaville, yep.
Okay. so I mean, I don't know.
So my question would be, the reason I asked about their expenses is because I know in the past we did the scholarships and we probably shouldn't have done that, but my question would be, instead of giving them $3,000 for the scholarship, could we give?
What I would say, I would basically just say, you're going to agree to provide them the $3,000
For expenses, right?
for request, to utilize for their program.
Right,
In return, they are committing to providing their
Right.
volunteer service hours for the next year for the various events.
okay.
And they're additionally providing us advertising.
Sure, I mean, we certainly put,
Yeah,
I mean, we know.
I was gonna say, in the future, it might be easier if we literally put it down for the float, being that's the moving advertising for the city. And like, last year, we spent over $7,000 on the brand new tarp system alone
Yeah.
for the float. And it's literally branded for the city of Princeton. I mean, if you look at the float, it says City of Princeton on the side, it says City of Princeton on the back. So it might be something where we can fill it out, dealing with the expenses. I mean, the float is literally the City of Princeton. So that might be a better way to put it going forward.
Well, we'll see. I mean, for right now, I know, and the utilizing the funds to provide to you guys in return for the volunteer service specifically for the community events falls squarely within permitted public.
I wouldn't even generalize
Yeah.
anything, just put the big picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, no, not to fault your application, you were doing what was
Yeah.
not okay.
Yeah.
So how do we wanna do it, I would like to approve it, but what kind of a condition do we put on it then to satisfy our?
Well, I mean, for right now, in years moving forward, we might want to button this down with more specificity, but for right now, what I would suggest would be a motion to grant the request for $3,000 in funding for the 2026 calendar year, conditioned upon their continued volunteer services at all of the all of the city, local celebrations and events. For right now, that should be just fine. We can talk about specifics.
Okay, who wants to make the motion? I'll make it. Get it?
Yeah, got it.
That's good, because my brain melted. It made sense, but I lost it.
That's what I do.
I don't want to.
Who made the motion?
Nobody did.
So
I
moved.
thought you did. Oh.
Derek.
I'll second.
We'll make sure we get the words in there right. We'll have
Thank
Damien-
you.
We have motions and a second.
Yep.
Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Okay, thank you, girls.
Thank you very much for your
I
time.
hope you have a great year. Okay. Can we do the lines? Because there's a gentleman here, or should we do the chamber? There's nobody here from the chamber, they've done their presentation.
Yeah.
already.
why don't
That's
you-
gonna be the easiest.
Yeah, why don't you do the chamber
Okay.
first?
Oh, okay.
I just want to say a couple of words, if that's okay.
In a second.
Yeah, just,
Let him act
we'll
on
do
the
one other
chamber.
quick one here and then get to you.
I'm sorry?
We'll do our first one here and then get back and get to you.
Okay,
Hang on a second. Okay, chamber, they did their presentation. Does anybody have any?
I sent that to you in an email.
Oh,
They were here, and they couldn't be here tonight, so we let them make it, after that.
And I just wanted to point out for the council, I think it's in the memo, that this is squarely within permitted expenditures, there's an actual statute on point with this one, so do what you feel is appropriate.
We did 1,500 last year for
okay, so 1,500. And now it's 2,500 they're asking for.
No, they're asking for their regular annual.
No, I know that, the 10,000, but then they're asking for 2,500 for,
Oh,
but in the past it's been
Here, you keep
1,500.
this one.
Right? Yeah.
What's the 2,500 for, I'm sorry?
Well, right up, for instance, and
Yeah, it's the So that our,
Oh, it says with the additional $2,500 request, we would be a joint sponsor with Plastic Products and one other sponsor for the Duck Duck Great Duck event.
so that was from last
That was
year.
last
Oh, okay.
Completely different.
Okay, so they must have asked for an additional Light Up Princeton, 1,000 sponsorship, and then,
So the,
I think that was the main part of it.
yeah, so the way that the chambers breakdown is, it's 10,000. And then the 2,500 goes to the 5 groups that basically volunteered to set up and take down Light Up Princeton.
yeah.
So they manage that volunteer group to, so again, it's service to the community.
A lot of effort goes into that one.
And in the past, just to clarify, they used to apply for these separately. But because they knew that we were having this conversation, they applied for both of them at the same
I think
time.
they did that last year too, didn't they? Or not, okay.
No.
Well, it makes sense, I guess. Anybody wish to proceed with that?
I'll make a motion to approve the Chamber of Commerce grant request for $12,500.
Okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any more discussion?
I'd like to make an amendment to it where we clarify that the city of Princeton would not be a member of the Chamber of Commerce, but that the liquor store manager can be a member if he would like, but we as a city cannot be a member. We can be sponsors, but not specifically members.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's correct. The statute that regulates the providing of funds to Chamber of Commerce or local EDA, entities indicates it can't be used for payment of dues to become a member. So,
Has it in the past been used for that?
I think Kim has said, I think in her list of things, it was membership, but in reality, it's more of it's really, we're a sponsor, so
Right.
we just have to,
So just change their
Make
verbiage.
sure it's
Yeah,
a
we just-
sponsor, not one.
correct,
We have a label, and
Yeah.
Gillen is actually a member. right?
Yep. he's on the board.
So we have to go backward then.
All right, so
No.
just add sponsorship to your
Yeah.
motion, is that all?
Right, if you want to make a motion to take his.
I can do that. I will make a motion to approve the Princeton Wine and Spirits Area Chamber of Commerce sponsorship for $12,500.
Is that good enough?
Yep.
Yeah, and who was the second?
Me.
You, okay, very good with you.
Yep.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, and that carries. Okay, now, sir, your turn.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, again, my name is Doug Jakes. I saw in the minutes from last meeting you had my name as David. That's my brother, I'm Doug.
Hi, Doug.
Yeah.
Same family.
But I saw in the city attorney's memo about the dispersal of these funds, about maybe having the Lions meet with someone from the city and talk about our commitment going forward. And I think I can pretty well address, what concerns that might be. With the Princeton Pantry, every Monday morning, 4 Lions gather and pick up food from Walmart, Coborn's, and Quick Trip. And for the first 6 Mondays this year, we're on track to do about the same as we did last year, of 110,000 pounds of food, for about 460 hours of volunteer labor among us. So in addition to that, we've budgeted 2,000 cash for the pantry this year as one of our line items. I have the Princeton Lions budget here. I don't need to go through it in great detail. It amounts to about 34,000 just in the local area here, just around Princeton, and around 58,000 total, including things around the region and the state that we do. And we also volunteer for things like the Light Up Princeton, and we do the parade. And I think this fly-in thing that we want to do adds a little bit of spectacle to the Rum River Festival that, maybe people will appreciate. So, are there any questions?
I would ask Damien if their request.
Yeah, so they were in the same boat as the Princeton ambassadors, where my only issue was I didn't have as much information with any measure of certainty what would be happening moving forward. Stacy was able to give me a lot of information about the ambassadors, and so that's why I was comfortable saying that. What I will say here is the, utilizing public expenditures for the benefit of a local, food pantry, shelter, something along those lines, is that in and of itself is again clearly within definable permitted expenditures. And so if again, the council were of the mindset to, approve the request, I think it would be conditioned upon or tied to their commitment to continuing at a minimum their volunteer service and whatever they do on the financial side of things towards the Princeton Pantry for this year 2026. At a minimum, if they're going to be providing volunteer services at other community events, that's great. Mm-hmm. But at a minimum, if you tie that directly to their service to the pantry, I'm comfortable with it if the council's comfortable with it. Based on the amount of hours they've reported and what they've been doing, I think they're clearly.
The Lions are fantastic in the community. You can't say they're not. They're giving us $1,000 for fireworks this year.
Well, that's something.
Maybe you didn't know that.
And then the T6 Thunder flyover, that's like, you're saying a part of the Rum River Festival.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of the attraction of people that come to the festival.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a special event for this year. It may
Yeah, it's not,
who knows?
it may, yeah, we want to do it this year and see how it works. If it's successful, we'll try to do it some more, but, we thought it would be just a good way to bring more folks in and attract other pilots to come in as well too, probably check it out.
Well, the chamber tried a rubber duck and that worked, so.
Yeah, the rubber, yeah.
The only thing I would note, just like for the Princeton ambassador, I would suggest granting the financial request, not tying it to a specific thing that they intend to use it for, but then it also tie it to their commitment to the ongoing.
General community.
Specifically to the pantry.
Whatever, I'm not the legal head here. Anybody care to try to copy that, or should
You want me to say something and then somebody can just say what he said? Okay.
I got it.
A motion to approve the financial request conditioned upon the Lions Club's continuing commitment to providing volunteer service hours to the Princeton Pantry for 2026.
Okay, who made that motion?
Well, I will so motion.
Okay. I'll second. Second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Well, that carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Keep up the good work. Okay, we'll move on to the new business. Special event permit for Princeton Schools Inclusive Playground. Gentlemen here for that, ladies and gentlemen?
I thought he was coming up.
Well, I guess we showed up to see if you had any questions about it. I filled out the special event permit. Not sure exactly what the next procedures are.
It looks like you're it's a basic, regular type of permit, it appears to me anyway. The application fees, and look at the map here, it doesn't appear to me like you're maybe not really gonna need a lot of extra, if I'm Saturday, right?
Correct.
And that neighborhood isn't exactly a high traffic neighborhood, I don't think so.
We also tried to keep it like going down that Fifth Avenue North where where the sidewalk is, kind of like we used on the walk to school day.
Yeah, that sidewalk in there. Some sidewalk.
Have you talked to Todd
And Bob.
briefly and Bob about just kind of getting stuff set up for it? And
Have not yet at this point. We didn't know if that was something that they wanted us to do, is put barricades. We've got plans to have like the NHS kids to help at any intersections that we may think there might be some traffic at. We don't know how many people are gonna be there.
Yeah.
So I talked with Kim Young a bit about their 5K they do. So I don't know if that's something that the city or the police force wants to do, is have barricades and have an officer there. I guess we didn't request it unless you deem it's necessary.
Oh, yeah, they need to.
Okay.
I almost got run over at the 5K, so.
So I think the next steps would be to meet with the public works director and the chief of police.
Okay.
And then they'll give their blessing and give you any instructions what needs to be done.
We should probably delay the approval till you meet with them.
Yeah.
Pretty generic, I'm sure.
Bob, did you hear back from Bill Whitcomb on the township?
I did not. When I first saw this come across my desk, I reached out to the township to see if they required a permit. He didn't believe there was a requirement on the township side. And he said he'd get back to me if there was, and he hasn't gotten back to me. So I'm assuming the township doesn't require one. And the chief is out of town right now. He and I briefly spoke about it, and I thought he was gonna reach out to you. Apparently he hasn't.
Okay.
He's been pretty busy, so that's fine. We've got time.
Okay.
We'll get together and when he gets back and we'll have a conversation. I don't see a big concern with this. He just wants a better understanding, so he's comfortable with it for traffic purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're like, the only township would be 82nd Avenue, wouldn't be the township.
Yeah.
Because the rest would be in city.
Well, right, there's gonna be the 82nd Avenue and then 33rd up there.
Yeah.
Would like 2 weeks be enough time, do you think? Or?
Oh, yeah.
They give you guys plenty of time then, don't it?
I think once we have the conversation, I can't speak for the council, but I would need to see you back here. We can just get it on the agenda for approval. But I believe we can run that.
I'm good as long as Todd and Bob give blessing on
And did you want, can we approve it on that condition that they talk to you and then you're done with it? Or if you want to do that, maybe you don't want to do that.
I just wait and I'd rather talk to Todd first, just make sure there's no conditions that have to come.
Okay. No, sounds good.
Okay, you're okay with that?
Yep.
We'll leave it go over. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing it.
I need a motion to table to
Make a motion to table 6.1.
I'll second.
Have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's tabled. For what, the next meeting then, or?
Yeah.
Okay, unanticipated revenues.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, we have, you'll note we have two amounts of unanticipated revenue that were unbudgeted. So we have monies from the sale of the 40 acres to Soil Solutions LLC. And we also received, I believe it's in the checkbook already, the pilot payment from Princeton Public Utilities. So instead of waiting till the end of the year, since we have the funds in the check, I'm asking for the council to decide where they would like to place those funds. Previous unanticipated revenues went into the park improvement fund, separate from the park dedication fund.
And we'll put that up around 600,000, wouldn't it? Put it down.
Close-ish.
No, I'm sure it
Five
gets,
something?
I'm sure it'll get spent.
Correct, but I do not presume to act upon the council. The council should decide where they want.
Well, it should go somewhere. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that. We're gonna get into that further as we get through the year with dedicating our funds and getting a better overall financial plan. But that's not for tonight.
I have a quick question that when we were doing our budget, we had an issue with the EDA fund. Has that been figured out?
Yes, we are very close. Mandy did some Sherlock Holmesing.
Okay.
And we will be working with ADDO to make some journal entries, and I think we're pretty close to getting that resolved to almost zero, so.
Okay. And
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm good with the parks because the franchise fee, when does that stop, April?
Yes, I believe so.
We gotta get on that.
I know, it's coming.
Yeah, okay. So that's really their only funding right now.
I was just gonna ask, were there any updates on like where the space needs analysis went conversation, if there's any potential?
Well, at this point, as part of the upcoming long-range financial plan discussion, city hall discussion, I mean, we have to have a conversation about timing and doing an RFP for design and construction and things like that. So basically, the space needs, it provided us the foundation and the information that we needed in terms of how much space do we need. Now it's conversations that we have to have about what do we want to do next.
Right.
So, in all likelihood, those next steps will be part of a capital reserve project. Obviously, if we pursue constructing a new city hall, we're probably looking at some sort of financing mechanism. What, I don't know what that looks like, I don't know.
Pretty premature there, I think.
Yeah.
Not that we should talk about it, don't get me wrong.
No, but if like it were to lead to something where we need to hire a firm or whatever, I was just thinking defray costs on consultation or something.
Yeah, we won't know that till.
Yeah, it's not concrete actually.
Correct. We need to actually look at the overall timing. We have a lease with the school district for this space till 2034. So we have some time.
Yeah.
So it's really a matter of doing some strategic planning, as we talked about over our luncheon meeting, and figuring out, okay, what's our target date and working backwards from there. And so at this point, again, I would say that engaging a firm would be a future capital budget, whether it comes out of capital reserve or some other mechanism at this point.
Can I ask Bob how much one of those sweepers for sidewalks would be? An estimate?
Well, if you're gonna buy just the power head itself, the last time I priced one out, just the unit without any attachments was $80,000.
Okay.
And then it goes up from there when you start buying attachments.
Right.
All right, well, I just, discussion from.
Yeah, I think for now we should throw it in the park improvement fund. I'll make a motion to do that.
I will second that.
Okay, and then just for, and we can move funds literally any time if we have to. This is just, put it somewhere where it's not just sitting somewhere in a hole somewhere or whatever.
It's very volatile.
One of my pet peeves, we gotta earmark stuff. And again, we have control of this budget, that's why right here. If we tell Michelle to move it here, well, we all agree that's what happens. So I guess, or should be.
We didn't finish a vote, did we?
Motion
No.
second.
We have a motion and a second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So that carries. So let's move on to this trail, Sherburne County, grant award for the Great Northern Trail.
Well, it's not a grant award, it's actually a contract award. So the Great Northern Trail, Regional Trail group, which is comprised of Sherburne County, the city of Princeton, and Mille Lacs County. We're working on the next phase of trail alignment. We've had several meetings over 2025. We put together a request for proposal for consulting services to assist with identifying alignments in both Sherburne County, the city of, I shouldn't say both because there's three of us, Sherburne County through the city of Princeton and then up through Mille Lacs County up to Long Siding. We received 3 proposals. Those are in your packet. Based on price and experience and just the relative experience, we are recommending Damon Farber. They are slightly, just a smidge higher than SRF, but given Damon Farber's familiarity with the trail itself, they did the overall master plan when they went forward for regional designation, and just their long history of trail design, we felt that they really are the best fit for doing this work. So the total price is what you see in the memo. We will pay our pro rata share, and I know you're gonna ask me what that number is, and I don't have that off the top of my head, but it is in the budget. We did put it in the CIP under the parks section, so.
And what is this gonna cover? This is like
It's basically,
administrative or design?
it's a planning study. It's to identify the best alignment to get the trail from 313th up to Long Siding.
So no actual physical work? just
Correct,
the-
it's not, there's no physical work. This will be the foundation for potential physical work and grant applications going forward.
Okay, and then, we have a couple little segments here. Is that gonna melt more into
Correct.
that?
Yes,
So when the construction eventually does begin, those will be part of the next phase? I
correct,
guess.
yep. Yeah, we're not gonna tear up existing trail sections and, I mean, we're
I think
gonna,
when we did that, we were anticipating where it was gonna go, I suppose. Or had something to go on, I don't know what, but. And that franchise fee that Councilor Gale referred to, that funded part of that, didn't it, or some, or?
yes, I believe it funded this section down, on the south end, yes.
Cause there's a little bit up by the roundabout too, I think. There's something up there, I know.
That was before my time, Jack, so I can't speak to that.
Oh, I'm dragging up old stuff in the back of my head. Those are my questions, so. Do we need action on that, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Anybody else?
I don't have any questions.
I was just curious, you mentioned 313th, is the township a part of this as well? Do they do or say anything with this?
So 313th would be in, Sherburne County. I believe they've abdicated their role to the county.
Okay. Yeah.
And that would be in the city of Baldwin now.
Correct, and
Where they're at now.
they'll be invited to, if you reviewed the RFPs, we have a number of stakeholder meetings. They would be invited to those meetings if they wanted to provide input and those types of things.
Said anything or?
Yeah, the same with, in Mille Lacs County, we would be looking at Princeton Township, and, they've provided comment, but again, they've essentially.
Sorry, city of Baldwin, I called them township. didn't I?
Yeah.
That's okay.
My bad. Apologies.
But Princeton Township has participated, in the past, provided input, and I anticipate that it'll be the same through these stakeholder meetings.
Good.
All right, we need action.
Motion to approve recommending to Sherburne County to award GNRT alignment study to Damon Farber.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carried. So, move on to the bill list.
I just have one thing. Under public safety building, all of the CenterPoint energy and waste management bills for all the departments got put under public safety.
Oh, well, I better fix that.
Is that because he wasn't here tonight?
Maybe.
No, because I code those bills, so evidently, there's a snafu in the
Well, I
GL.
got paid either way, I signed the check.
But I will definitely fix that, so.
Same thing with the waste management.
Yeah.
Yeah,
CenterPoint waste
yeah.
management, yeah.
Yep, I will fix that. I'll make a note, fix CenterPoint.
And waste management.
have anything?
If I can get through it. I move to approve the February 12th, 2026 check register containing checks 900, that was off.
Now it's time for the bill list.
90046 to 90073 and ACH payments 212261, 212262, and 251886 to 251938 in the amount of $460,764.54. And the pay period 3 check register containing checks 260-31001 to 260-31061 in the amount of $155,974.16.
Any other motion?
Second.
I have a second. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that carries. So I'm not gonna ask you to read anything, Michelle, so if anybody has any questions for Michelle, save her voice.
Well,
Unless you want something to point something out.
I do want to point a couple things out. First of all, I missed the February 19th EDA meeting, which is next week. Apologize to Stacy for missing that. Then the second thing I'd like to point out is I want to, so going back to our conversation with the PUC at the end of December, at that time, maybe I misread the room, but I was under the impression that the majority of the council wanted to meet with Connexus. However, and then we received the email from Mr. Brandt from Connexus at the end of January. I have scheduled a conversation with Mr. Brandt for the March study session. However, I've been contacted individually and through the grapevine that there was confusion as to why we were meeting with Connexus, or perhaps the timing is not correct. So I need to know from the council if in fact you're interested in meeting with Connexus, or if not, if you're interested in meeting with them at a later date, or what the direction is from the council in regards to this issue. There was not a lot of clear direction from the December 23rd discussion, but I thought I had heard that there was desire on the part of the council to hear what Connexus had to say. And so I'm asking for clarification and to ask for a very specific direction as to how you want to handle this particular issue before we move on.
If anybody wants to start, they can, otherwise I will.
Or I can go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My take on it is that it's kind of been a done deal. The commission made their decision on it. I don't really see a reason for us to hear it. At the time, I think there was a kind of a desire for a little bit more information, which since then we've just seen the email from Brian from Connexus and stuff in there, and I guess just kind of coming to the realization myself that this has kind of already been decided on by the commission.
It's not the commission's decision though. It's a city council decision.
You're part of it.
It's a city council decision. And it is our responsibility to do our homework, to do what's best for the taxpayers and the residents of the city of Princeton, and for us to not open a door for somebody to give us a presentation on something, I think is completely wrong.
And I'm still
We have a
okay.
responsibility to look at everything.
I get that, and I'm still okay with hearing a presentation. I think it would be maybe a little more responsible on our end to hear from the commission during our joint meeting that we might have with them, that we have coming up, and kind of get their input before we hear or see a presentation, at least.
I mean, we already know they don't want to be sold or bought. I mean, that is clear as a bell, and I understand that. And having them come isn't us saying, yes, we want to do this. Like, I don't know, because we don't have we agreed we do not have all of the information. That's what we agreed on, that we need more information. We're not just going to say we agree with the PUC when we don't have all the information. We all agreed to that.
And I just feel that we should hear from the PUC first.
So, my main concern when it started was, I think just for the process going forward, if it were to happen again, that someone were to approach us with the interest, that we receive the information as the council, and then we can decide as a council if we want to meet with them, or just rebuke them, or decline, or whatever. Did we vote to meet with them the last time? Or was it just
You
kind
didn't
of?
give me any direction at the December meeting, so I was reading the tea leaves. And evidently the tea leaves were not clear, and neither was the crystal ball.
Yeah.
However, when we got the email, I asked Michelle if she would have them come do the presentation.
Mm-hmm. So that we could have more information.
Because we all said we needed more information. We weren't gonna do anything without more information.
But that wasn't the entire council. And I'd go along with Ben when we have our joint meeting this summer. Let's bring it up then. Then we're all together. And then whichever direction we go from there, but I don't, and that's where I'm at.
I don't understand why we would wait till this summer. Like, why don't we get the information and then we can put it to bed if it's
Well,
something we're not interested in?
Then we can wait till
Then
this
we can
summer, because it's not gonna happen overnight anyway.
I don't agree with that.
Well, that's all right. We all have our own opinion, but I don't know. So far, I think Ben and I are on the same page. At least wait till we have our normal annual meeting.
What
And we
is
can
the
discuss
purpose of that? So what is the purpose of waiting for them?
That's my opinion. And
But what,
Ben, you share that?
explain what the purpose is.
I would explain that it's the people we've appointed to be on the commission made that decision, and I think it would be beneficial for us to hear that first.
Hear what?
Hear why their decision was made and how their decision was made on that.
I just think we all need to be in the same room at the same time.
I'm still not sure what you mean by their decision for what.
Their decision for against allowing Connexus to.
Okay, so we know they've decided they're against it.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we want to hear what the other option is?
You are saying.
And I'm okay with hearing it. I just wish we could hear from the PUC first.
Well, when can the PUC
Okay,
come?
and so there's two that are suggesting we cancel that meeting. That's what you're looking for, right? To cancel that.
That's
Well, I'm
what
reading,
I would
I'm reading
prefer.
two that are on that page.
I feel that we have an obligation to get all of the
We
information.
have one for Derica.
I agree with Jack and Ben that I think we need to have that conversation with the POC and just have that conversation and work together as we did appoint them and work together with them and hear all thoughts before we, not saying to completely close the door. I'm fine with hearing the presentation. I just think it's a bit premature.
Down to you again, Nick. Well, we have three.
Right, I'm gonna disagree that in the situation we're in right now, we should wait to hear from the commission to meet with someone we scheduled a meeting with. But like I said, for the future, I think we need to shore up our process of how we address something that happens like this. Like, do we have them submit a proposal, and then if we get interested, then we offer a meeting to them for a presentation, like we're putting out an RFP or something. But I don't think that we need to wait for the commission in this situation to meet with them. And we already committed to it. So I would say we go forward with it. Not committing anything like we're
We're not
agreeing to
committing
it.
anything, we're gathering
I don't think we're
information.
putting the connectors out by canceling that meeting. This, and I count 3 people that are telling you to call the meeting off.
Somebody wanna move that?
I'll make that motion to cancel the November 5th meeting with connectors.
I'll second.
You have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
I,
That carries. Okay, committee reports. Did you have anything else, Michelle?
No. Unless somebody has a question about what's in my report, I have nothing.
I didn't see anything, I guess. Well, I guess, as legislature here, while you meet with, we have that Zoom meeting with
Emmer's office.
Or not, no, Emmer. Been about, 2 weeks ago, our local representative had a town hall, and I did attend that. I was there, well, Pat Devine was there, and some school board members also. And we were focused on the upcoming budget, state's budget. And this is not a budget year. So technically, the budget is set, because they do that every other year. But we all know politics, and we know the legislature, and we know that. So don't hold your breath that we're gonna get our same LGA. I did tell Brian that I do have his numbers. So I'm gonna take that we're probably okay this year. Probably won't be any big effects on our LGA. But that's not written in stone by any means, so. Okay, that's all. Anybody else have anything? Okay, we'll move on to committee reports. Erica?
I won't have anything till next meeting.
All right, Jenny? Well,
Planning on
Nothing till
Tuesday, is that what that is?
I believe so, yeah.
and Nick, you attended your first,
I had attended the first PUC meeting as liaison.
you go ahead.
Greatly appreciated it. It was very informative, and I appreciate Mr. Butcher providing me a lot of information prior to the meeting, and it was very timely. It's a lot learning curve and all that, so I appreciate it. I don't need to speak a lot as liaison, but I was allowed to give my 2 cents a couple of times, and I appreciated that.
You can speak up anytime you wish.
But yeah, otherwise, start of the year stuff with the commission seems to have quite a calendar for when things get done, and so I really appreciate that. So it helps me to learn in time. I'm trying to figure things out as I go along.
Yeah, I have nothing to add. You got anything, Keith?
A few things, actually. As Nick pointed out, it's a lot of beginning of the year stuff. We started with election of officers, and it was, both Commissioner Nowak and Commissioner Jackson wanted to reappoint Jack as chair. They really valued his experience, especially pointing out that they've only been there a year. And as you mentioned, Councilor Taylor, there's a learning curve associated with it. So really wanted to thank Jack and appreciate his leadership and have him continue. And then the same with Nick Nowak. He was appointed vice chair for this year as well. Did our normal beginning of the year activities, depositories, newspaper, and all stuff that you folks do as well. We also have a couple of different tariffs that have to get approved each year. That's our cogeneration of solar, and that's for folks that have their own solar systems. That needs to be approved. They did accept the 2025 reliability report as well. The meat of the agenda was that they approved the bid selections for phase 2. This included major and minor materials as well as construction, which would start this year. And I heard that we already are on schedule to get 11 of our 3-phase transformers in next week. So they are starting to deliver those so we can start construction as soon as spring hits. Did initiate an engagement letter with Northland because for phase 2 we would have to go through a bonding process again this year. Did the preliminary financials, looking at any potential fund adjustments, which we do every January. Did talk about our conversion of our billing and accounting software. That has been more challenging than we expected, but we are, the plan is still to print all of our bills this month, which is in a week and a half out of the new system. The checks, everything's checking out. There's a couple little things here and there we'll just have to tweak, but that's going well. And then for a community event, we did talk about public power this week, which is always the first full week in October. I found out that the State Historical Society has a traveling display called Electrify Minnesota. It goes through the history of electricity in the state. Talked with Barry, he put in an application and Princeton gets it we'll pick it up at the end of September and they'll have it through the end of the year. So he'll have that during Public Power Week, and so we're looking to make a big deal out of it. I mean, as folks probably already know, it's the 250th for the country. It's our 115th, and what's the cities? Do you remember? Isn't it like 125 or 135?
19 or 1856, I think, was the incorporation. The date that sticks in my head.
Okay. Yeah. So we're actually looking at maybe having some fun there the first week in October and do a little bit more of actually, at the very least, do a partnership with the Historical Society and open up the power plant and let people see the assets that are here in town. Yeah, and that was the meeting.
And that's gonna be in the first part of October, right?
First full week of October is Public Power Week, yes.
And yeah, I just add that, we played a big role in making sure nobody had any rolling blackouts during our cold spell, so. And we ran, what, about 3 days, not in a row, I guess, but.
No, I think in total, we probably had the engines running 70 hours. We did lose a turbo in Unit 3, and unfortunately that has to get shipped to Texas to get rebuilt, because it's a very specific item, so Unit 3 is going to be down for a little while. We also lost an injector casing cracked on Unit 6, which allowed diesel fuel to get into the oil itself. Actually ended up with 13% diesel fuel in the oil, so that's not a good thing for engines. So we have to do an oil change, and an oil change on Unit 6 is about 1,100 gallons. So it's quite a few barrels that would need to come in, but I can't remember if that was scheduled for this week or next week, but we'll have that back up and running pretty quick. We fared pretty good. Those engines are old and they're not used to running that way. It was really a stress on the system. I know other SIMPA members, there was a couple other turbo failures, a couple other injector failures. North Branch had a fire in the roof of their building by the stack, so they're busy dealing with that. And then, as the SIMPA engineer said, there was another one that had a crankcase energy release, which is engineering speak for an explosion. So their crankcase didn't fare too well.
But the panic doesn't go up when you say crankcase, whatever.
Energy release, yeah. So SIMPA has about 15 megawatts offline right now, so we're all trying to get those back up and running for the next event.
And it should be noted that SIMPA does pick up those costs, so.
Yes, for 3 and 6 they do, yeah.
So it's not directly out of our operating budget.
Yeah, but we're gonna be picking up the pieces from, I don't know if the folks knew this, winter storms actually have names as well. This was Winter Storm Fern. The one previous was Winter Storm Elliott, and before that was Uri, so we have names for all of them. We're still picking up the pieces and trying to figure out what it all means for our section of the grid. So that'll be an ongoing discussion.
Anybody else? Okay, anybody got a final motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Second. Second, we have motion second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, we are adjourned.